What's going on, everybody? It is your boy. Welcome into Fat Boy Fragrance Reviews, and of course, you know who I am. I am Mr. Fat Boy, aka the realest in Fragcom, baby, aka the Shield Free Man in Fragcom, aka there's a timestamp because I do get long-winded. Thank you so much for tuning in. That's the timestamp when actual video starts, so some of you folks complain, but there you go. Thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you for showing that big time love, baby. We're closing on 10K, and if you are new to my channel and you like fragrances, or if you just like to be entertained, because I get kind of entertaining sometimes, hit the like and subscribe buttons, baby. Join this Fat Boy family. Don't forget the notifications, because I put in the work, baby. Content. All right. If you want to sample this brand new release from Hugo Boss, going over to fatboyfragrance.com. Fatboyfragrance.com, where the customer's always right, baby. Fatboyfragrance.com. Check for promo codes in the heading. And if there isn't a promo code, you can always guarantee that SAVE5 will always work. Fatboyfragrance.com. The promo code SAVE5 for 5% off your order. All right, let's go, baby. I got a great video to do with y'all today. I cannot wait to get all up in it with you. Now, excuse the background. I know I usually switch over to Designer Niece, but I was in a hurry tonight. I gotta get to bed. So I thought, what the hell? I'll just shoot it over here at the camera already set up. Sorry about that. But let's get all up in this one, baby, because I don't do edits. I don't do do-overs. I only do one take, and I always get it right. Fat Boy Fragrance Reviews starts now. Okay, we are back, and today we're doing the brand new release from Hugo Boss. This is part of the Boss Bottle line, which I absolutely love that line, man. There's so many bangers. Boss Bottle Marine, Boss Bottle Pacific, Boss Bottle Absolute, Elixir, you name it. There's not really a bad fragrance in that bunch. Their scent, the scent line is a little more off. You know, it has some bad ones here and there, but Boss Bottle always delivers. It's a brand new release, just in time for summer, and just in time for grown-ups to have a nice citrus fragrance. The one we're talking about today is Boss Bottled Bold Citrus from Hugo Boss. Now, I don't own any Hugo Boss clothes, but I thought I'd dress like a boss today. I'm just kidding, that was stupid. But anyways, I thought I'd dress up a little bit for y'all. No hat, show you the dome, give you some love. All right, shout out to my bald peeps out there. You know, God gave me a beautiful head, so I might as well show it to you. All right, so this is a citrus-based fragrance. The notes on this bad boy go like this. Let's pull out my phone, because this is where I keep them on, because I don't remember them all by heart. I've worn this fragrance extensively, like 4 times. So I got my full feelings on it for sure. All right, so the fragrance notes in this bad boy are bergamot, lemon, bourbon geranium in the middle. Don't know what that means. Resin, and vetiver and patchouli. So this is a resinous kind of a citrus, resinous, kind of mossy, kind of like old school citrus fragrance. I don't think everybody's gonna love it as much as I do, but I think the people that are my age are gonna love this fragrance. I don't think this is a young man's fragrance. I think it's more of a grown-up fragrance. It is a citrus fragrance made for men, no doubt. All right, grown men, not kids, not teenagers, not high school kids, not college kids, but grown men. This is a grown man citrus. All right, so one more good look at that bottle. As you can see right there is a green bottle with a kind of a black, it goes into a black. Then you have the beautiful lettering right there with the Boss Bottle Bold Citrus right there. There you go. All right, so let's go ahead and put in the skin, put it in the air, because you know me, baby. I put my skin on the line for y'all every time. Boss has some of the best sprayers you can get. No doubt. Here we go. Ah, man, that's citrus in the air. It is all citrus in the air, no doubt. There's a citrus blast in the air, reminiscent of L'Immensité from Louis Vuitton. That's what it kind of reminds me in the air. This, to me, is very similar to L'Immensité with the citrus notes. Where it differentiates here is with those vetiver, almost mossy notes. It doesn't say it as moss, but I guess the resin kind of gives that vibe. So it's a vetiver resinous kind of fragrance. Man, is this thing gorgeous in the opening. This is definitely the most citrusy one they've ever made. Hands down. I love Marine, but it's not as citrusy as this. And neither is Boss Bottle, the white bottle. Unlimited. Not nowhere near. That's more of a mint kind of vibe. This one, beautiful opening. And I mean, you just want to keep smelling this opening. It is citrus done so beautiful. This is where you probably say, hey, this one will work for anybody. It's, it's a nice citrus vibe. It's like a young man's game. No, this one matures very, very fast. This one has a citrus note that kind of dissipates fairly fast. At about 5 minutes, it goes into what it really is. A floral, vetiver kind of fragrance with, with a little resinous vibe that gives it kind of like a old school Fougere barbershop style vibe. Towards the middle and towards the end. Now, the problem with this fragrance, I'll let you know when I do my final thoughts on it, and I'll get into it more, but the top citrus notes don't hang around enough, in my opinion. That is the only drawback to this fragrance, is the citrus notes dissipate too fast. I wish they stayed around just a little bit longer. I think if they'd had some blood orange in there, I think it might have lasted longer, maybe a little pineapple, something to keep the longevity going, because bergamot and lemon tend to fade quick. But as you got on your skin, it smells amazing. After about a minute to, between 2 minutes and 5 minutes is when it starts to change pretty quick. Those citrus notes tend to dissipate, not disappear. They don't ever totally disappear, but they kind of weaken real quick. And that's when that resin and the vetiver and geranium, the floral notes, and that all kicks in. And it is gorgeous when it does that. It is gorgeous. It turns into this fresh barbershop vibe with this citrus note to it. Oh man, is it gorgeous. This reminds me a little bit of Tom Ford's Azure Lime after it starts to dry down. Starts off smelling like L'Immensité, and then it turns into Azure Lime. I love both of those fragrances. Hands down, amazing fragrances. But it doesn't really, stay too long with the citrus note. That's going to be a kind of disappointment to some people because they see the words bold citrus. They expect more of a citrus vibe. They don't get it. All right. So overall, this fragrance, it starts off as citrus, turns into a resinous kind of floral fragrance with a nice vetiver, earthy vibe at the end that almost feels like it's a barbershop fragrance or Fougere, and then, with a little bit of citrus still hanging around. All right, so let's find out if this one gets my full seal approval or not. First box, let's get out of the way. It's going to be a 0, no check at all for performance. Performance is really bad on this fragrance. Probably the worst performing Hugo Boss bottle since Ultimate. This is Unlimited, is the white bottle. This is very bad on the performance. They just put too much citrus in there and it dies out quick and you get a little bit of it. The resin tries to do its best it can. The patchouli and the vetiver try, but they just don't keep it around long. I found myself respraying this 3 or 4 times a day, the days I wore it. And even when I sprayed it on my skin around the house, it's a fragrance I would forget I was wearing pretty quick because it's just gone. Yeah, now that vetiver's kicking in. Man, it's a really nice fragrance for about 20 minutes. It's amazing. It just doesn't last. If it lasts, it'd be fragrance of the year competition, no doubt. All right, so no check for that. First impressions, yes, gorgeous, love it. Love it, love it, love it, full check. Does the wifey like it? Is the compliment getter? It's not a compliment getter. Nobody complimented on this fragrance. And I didn't really get any really solid reactions from the wifey. She was like, man, so this is not a compliment fragrance. It doesn't last long enough to really be one. It doesn't know what it really wants to be. It spends little time with citrus and a lot of time with the Fougere vibe. It just doesn't really grasp it the right way. I think if they would have kept the citrus stronger, this would have been a hit. Okay, so no checks. That's 2 boxes with no checks already. We're in trouble, aren't we? All right, so final box. How much do I recommend this? Is this blind bottle worthy? Should you sample it first? I don't give it my full recommendation. I say it's about a 70% recommendation on this one. Still pretty high, but not good. It's not a blind bottle worthy. No, sample it first. The performance is going to really make people unhappy about this one. It's going to push people away. It has a place. It's just not a fragrance that... It's definitely the most unique one of the citrus vibe. It's definitely one of the best citrus fragrances openings in a Boss collection. It just doesn't last. And it just doesn't kick the citrus long enough. For being bold citrus, it kind of isn't as bold as the title says it is. Overall, 70%. Not blind bottle worthy. Sample it at fatboyfragrance.com. that's all the time I got. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did and you're not subscribed, please subscribe. Join this Fat Boy family. We'd love to have you. All right, baby, that's all the time I got. Y'all stay safe. Y'all stay well, baby. If you smell good and you feel good, then it's going to be all good. Fat Boy Fragrance Reviews is out.
Smell that, Fat Boy, ain't no shilling his set. Paid for the bottles, never duck the debt. Authenticity, dripping every cent I get. Frauds need a